Hey folks, this is Johnny. Welcome to another home studio trainer show. And of course, we're still working with Studio One Pro 7. And this, I thought the stem separation was just beautiful. And kind of late in the game, I finally got to try the global transpose. So now, I think everybody can assume that this works beautifully with MIDI tracks. And I'm going to do a video on just MIDI. But I have I have a track here that's all audio. And you guys, for those of you who haven't even dabbled in it yet, you guys have to hear what it does with audio tracks. I thought there was going to be some artifacts here and there, and things weren't going to be perfect. But, like the stem separation, which is in its infancy right now. And I'm sure it's going to be expanded more so you can get more stems. The global transpose is a thing of beauty, especially if you record your vocals in a particular key and you can't really hit that key. You can knock everything down, and I do mean everything. So let's go ahead and go right to the classroom. And here you can see, I actually did a live stream earlier today. And I played this song during the live stream, and I just added a vocal track just so that I could see what it does with voices. Listen to the song as it stands right now. There's no global transpose on it right now. I can't take any more from you, and if I take any more, it makes no difference. No big deal. Start it over again. Yeah, and that's one of the new voices that are available with M-Voice. It's really good. I think I'm going to start writing more songs with that voice. It doesn't sound like me, but it has more of the expression that I used to have, so I'm going to work with it a little bit. Again, I know it's an AI voice, and people say, oh, it's not a real voice, so I can't listen to that. I can't call that music. But for those of us who don't sing anymore or never could sing in the first place, it's a good it's a good tool. All right, global transpose. So I just wanted to get that out of the way because everybody always makes comments. So if you look over here on this side here, there is a little check mark in the inspector that says follow global transpose. So now if we go a little bit up here in our view, we obviously don't want to click that for the drums. That would be silly. So for the acoustic guitar, I'm going to click follow global transpose. For the bass, follow global transpose. And for the vocal, follow global transpose. So now the global transpose option is available down here. So you can just roll your mouse wheel, or you can just double click and type in how many semitones you want to go down. In this case, I'm just going to go down 2. So one more time, here it is before. I can't take any more from you, and if I take any more, it makes no difference. There we go. So now if I go ahead and I roll my mouse and I go down 2, you got to wait for it to process. It just takes a couple seconds, and I'm on a slower machine. I'm on an M1 with only 8 gig of RAM. So you just got to make sure you watch down here. So when it finishes, here it is. I can't take any more from you, and if I take any more, it makes no difference. No big deal difference. Doesn't slow the song down, doesn't do anything to the tempo. It actually takes everything and just pitches it down. So let's see if there's any anomalies. Obviously, in the drums, there aren't going to be. In the acoustic guitar, not one. There's not one little anomaly. Let's hear the bass. Oops. There's no crackling. There's no warbliness. Is that a word? Warbliness? Nothing. And let's hear finally the vocal.
I can't take any more from you. And if I take any more,
and here's the whole song.
I can't take any more from you. And if I take any more.
Now, if I pitch it up, here's the original.
I can't take any more from you. And if I take any more.
Okay, so for the vocals, it's important to understand that when it tunes it, it literally just pitches it up or down. So if you go too low, you get the really low Satan voice. If you go too high, you get Mickey Mouse. So it's not like Melodyne, to where it keeps your vocal formant. So for those of you that don't know what vocal formant is, it is the personality of your voice even when it's pitched up. That's what Melodyne does. But in this case, it's just a pitch up or down. So here it is tuned up 2 semitones. Gotta let it process. Just goes through it a couple times.
I can't take any more from you. And if I take any more, it makes no difference. No big real difference. Start it over. Start it over.
But again, there's no anomalies. There's no little warble parts because it's doing the tuning. Of course, if you go too high, everything kind of gets Mickey Moused. It's really only prevalent in vocals. But you can hear the acoustic guitar pitched up. It sounds very natural. Very natural. Here it is, the original. And then here it is. So there are going to be limitations going up or down, depending on what you depending on what you want to hear and the key. So let's say you want to pitch something way up. Because you just feel that the song sounds better, you can pitch everything up and just redo the tracks that don't sound quite right, like an acoustic guitar or especially the vocals. But the bass can actually work, or you can even rework the bass. The beauty of this is you can do different mixes in different pitches. Some tracks you'll have to redo, most you will not, especially if you're only going up or down a couple of semitones. And it really is helpful, especially if you're trying to learn a part. Or let's say you actually have a song that you want to practice to. You bring it in to Studio One. Like, let's say a Fleetwood Mac song. You want to learn the guitar part. But sometimes Fleetwood Mac would actually capo on the guitar parts. Or I should say Lindsey Buckingham would actually use a capo. You really don't want to use a capo to actually do that. Or if he tunes all the strings down. Some people do tune down to D and things like that. I'm not just talking one string. I'm talking all the strings. You can actually take that song and use the global transpose to pitch it up. And you can even bounce that so that it actually gets recorded or whatever. And then you can record new tracks to it, whatever you want to do. But it gives you the ability to pitch things up and down. Whole songs, especially if you got separate tracks, that's where the global transform is going to be best. Otherwise, you can just use the transpose down here for just like one stereo track. But you guys get the idea. I think it really works well.
I can't take any more from you.
Let's go down one.
I can't take any more from you. And if I take any more,
Let's go down 3. remember, when you actually make that change, make sure that you just watch the processing.
I can't take it anymore.
So if you actually like this, but of course the vocal doesn't work right, you can redo the vocal and listen to the music and see if it works. There you go. And that is the global transpose. I really think some of the new tools coming out for Studio One are going to be great for just the traditional recordists like me and so many others that record all their tracks. There's stuff for loops for people that want to do that. There's the ability to pitch groups of tracks. If you sing in a better key and you just want to pitch it up, you know, the Beatles used to do that a lot. They used to speed up the tape records or slow down the tape. John would record his vocals and then they would speed everything up again to give him that little higher pitch. Listen to the song from the Beatles, Across the Universe. There's a couple of versions where they did that. So there you go. That is Global Transform. I hope you guys got something out of that, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for checking out this video, and if you want to find more home studio trainer content, it is very, very simple. And all of the links are in this description. So if you actually go to hst-homestudiotrainer.com, there is a new Studio One 7 lineup for all the new videos coming out. You can also go to my usual YouTube channel, where you will find every new release and every video that I have posted out there. You can go to Rumble. If you're a Rumble user, you will find all of my latest videos and a bunch of Studio One 6 videos. You can also go to Patreon if you actually want to support me financially. You can see I've got 44 paid members and I've got 93 total members, bunch of free members in there. There's all sorts of benefits and things that you'll get that you can't get on any of my other channels. If you like the content that I make on YouTube but you don't want to subscribe or become Patreon, you can actually go to Buy Me a Coffee and you can go ahead and donate a few bucks to the cause. Really appreciate it. And last but not least, if you're a Facebook user and you want to get some one-on-one help, you can go to my Facebook page over at HST Home Studio One Support group. So you can go in there and you can post a question. You can get answers pretty quickly. There are 5,000 people in there and it's growing slowly, but most of them are really, really helpful. So feel free to post a question in there, or you can just PM me directly there as well. All right. So I hope you guys found that helpful. If you made it through this part of the video, thank you very much. I do appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next video.